Pisces is water, gentle, pure, embracing every scar in your heart. But don't be mistaken. Water is also a resilient force, strong enough to erode even the largest rocks. Step into their world and you will see. Pisces is an ocean, quietly accompanying you, yet deep down holds stories that have never been told. Like the mermaid in legends, they are willing to sacrifice just to be beside the ones they love. Every tear they shed becomes a silent pearl. But once hurt to the core, that ocean can also rise in fury, sweeping everything away without a trace. To be loved by a Pisces is a rare gift. Losing them means losing a gentle, silent, yet fiercely powerful world that you may never find again in this lifetime. Join me in discovering 14 reasons why Pisces is truly the ideal lover, a treasure of tenderness and endurance that in any relationship you should never let slip away. Because who knows, in this vast world, you might already be holding a heart more beautiful than you've ever realized. Reason 1. Pisces loves you with a quiet tenderness, as if they're holding something fragile in their hands, afraid that even the slightest slip could cause them to lose it. In astrology, Pisces is ruled by Neptune, the planet of compassion and understanding. They love with a heart that knows the most precious things are also the easiest to slip away. If a Pisces has ever been neglected, used, misunderstood, or betrayed, it's those very wounds that make them cherish genuine affection even more. If they've ever sat in a crowd and still felt lonely, ever sent messages that went unanswered, then today they listen to you, care for you, as if you are something precious worth protecting. And if you've ever received a message exactly when you needed it most, if someone quietly stayed beside you when no one else did, then, perhaps, you were already loved by a Pisces without even knowing. And if one day you lose them, that emptiness will be something no one else could ever fill. Reason 2. Pisces always puts your feelings before their own. As the youngest child of the zodiac, Pisces inherits the emotional strength distilled through the 11 signs that came before. Ruled by Neptune, the planet of compassion and understanding, Pisces doesn't love to fill themselves, but to fill the world of the one they love. They have an almost instinctive ability to sense the joy and sorrow in your eyes, in every word you speak. Pisces doesn't love with grand gestures or flowery words. They love through quiet actions, giving you the best part of the meal, clearing their busy schedule just to listen for an evening, or simply sitting silently beside you until you're finally able to exhale. Some kinds of love aren't loud or flashy, but steadfast and as gentle as a calm sea. Pisces is that kind of love. The quiet love that fills the empty spaces you didn't even realize you were carrying. And when you look back, you'll see Pisces never put themselves first. They simply, silently placed you in the most important place in their heart. Reason 3. Because Pisces understands the things you don't say. Pisces is the final stop of the zodiac, where all emotions are gathered, distilled into a deep, profound soul. They don't need you to explain. They don't need you to put it into words. They feel it in their heart. You don't need to lay bare every old wound. Don't need to recount the pain you've buried deep inside. With just one glance, Pisces can already sense what you're hiding. They're deeply connected to the 12th house, the house of the subconscious, of silent loneliness, of invisible fragments that few are patient enough to touch. And when they love you, they embrace even those dark corners, as if they too deserve to be loved just as much as the light. To love a Pisces is to love a soul big enough to hold even the things you've hidden away, with a gentleness that, sometimes, even you didn't know you were longing for. Reason 4. Because Pisces still believes in the best part of you, even when you no longer have the strength to believe in yourself. Born from the element of water, Pisces carries softness and fluid grace, and a unique ability to adapt to every wave of emotion. They listen, they understand, they change, so they can grow alongside you. But there's one thing in them that never changes. They always believe that deep inside you, there's still something good, even when you can no longer see it yourself. When you're exhausted and collapse in the middle of life's journey, Pisces will be the one to pick up the dreams you've dropped along the way. When you retreat into a tough shell, they will quietly rebuild the pieces of faith you thought you had long lost. When you're angry at the world, pushing away every hand that tries to reach you, they won't argue, they won't leave. They'll simply sit beside you, waiting until you're calm enough to open your heart again. To love a Pisces is to have someone hold on to your belief in the light for you, even when you're lost in your own darkness. It's being loved silently, patiently, without demands. It's knowing that no matter how the world spins outside, there's still someone willing to stay because they see the best part of you. Reason 5. Because Pisces carries a natural healing power, gentle like waves caressing the shore. In Greek mythology, Neptune, the god of the sea, holds the power to soothe or to stir the ocean into fury. Protected by Neptune, Pisces inherits a gift that even they may not always realize: the ability to touch the deepest places in someone's heart as gently as the sea soothes the shore. As a water sign, mutable in nature and connected to the 12th house, the house of the subconscious and unformed secrets, Pisces doesn't need grand gestures or flowery words to heal. They don't need you to name the sorrow quietly wearing you down. They don't need you to pretend to be strong, because with Pisces, you're allowed to be fragile, allowed to fall apart, allowed to simply be yourself. Perhaps it's because they've weathered their own inner storms that they understand. Sometimes, the greatest love is simply a hand that never lets go, a presence that asks for no promises, a gentle light shining when every other light has gone out. To love a Pisces is to be seen through the pain you never speak of, and to be loved fully, even in all your broken pieces, with a quiet but unwavering love. Reason 6. Because Pisces forgives and loves you as if they've never been hurt. Some people, when they are hurt, build walls around themselves. But Pisces is different. They choose to build a bridge made from the softest, most vulnerable parts of their heart, so you can return, even if your feet once stepped carelessly on their heart. Inside a Pisces is a heart so vast no pain could ever fill it, even if you unintentionally make them sad, even if silent tears fall, they will still choose to love you again with the same gentle gaze as the first day, with an even tighter embrace, as if there had never been any cracks inside. For Pisces, love isn't about keeping a ledger of wrongs, nor is it about making you pay with coldness. Their forgiveness isn't weakness, it's the gentlest strength, a way they heal themselves without needing anyone to understand or apologize. And if one day you see a Pisces fall silent, don't be too quick to think they've stopped loving you. Maybe they're just quietly tucking their pain away so they can keep smiling next to you. Reason 7. Because Pisces always finds a way to make you smile, even when their own heart feels cold and heavy. There are sorrows that Pisces chooses to hide, not because they're strong, not because they don't need comfort, but simply because they're afraid you'll worry, afraid your eyes will carry the weight of their sadness. And so even when their heart is breaking, they'll still tell you clumsy little stories, still pull silly tricks, just to trade it for a genuine smile from you. Pisces won't say it out loud, but every time they try to make you happy is another time they quietly hold their own sorrow inside. It's another time they summon the courage to momentarily set aside their own pain, just so you can feel life a little lighter. When you love a Pisces, you may sometimes forget that behind those warm eyes are days filled with weariness too. And if one day you notice Pisces laughing louder than usual, try to listen a little closer, because perhaps behind that laughter, there's a heart quietly waiting for someone gentle enough to ask, "Are you okay today?" Reason 8. Because Pisces loves you without conditions. They love you simply because you are you, with all your rough edges, your unresolved mistakes, and the fears you've tucked away inside. For Pisces, love has never been a contract of give and take. They don't measure you by your achievements, nor do they weigh love by how often it's returned. They love through understanding, through a gentle compassion that extends even to the parts of you you think no one could ever love. With a Pisces, you don't need to force yourself to be strong, nor do you need to strive for perfection, because they're not looking for an ideal version of you. They only need a heart that truly feels, that hesitates, that makes mistakes, and learns to mend. And in a world full of relationships calculated in gains and losses, the unconditional love of a Pisces is a rare gift you should cherish and treasure. It's a love that doesn't demand, doesn't impose, doesn't keep score. It's a love that quietly waits for you, even when you've forgotten that you deserve to be loved. Reason 9. Because Pisces always makes you feel like you're something special. There are things about you that even you have unknowingly overlooked. A small hobby, a simple habit you never paid attention to, a fleeting sadness in your eyes. Pisces notices them all and remembers. They don't need flowery words, they don't need grand promises. They show you, through quiet gestures, that to them you're anything but ordinary in this vast world. Pisces has a way of seeing beyond appearances, with a heart that senses the delicate things others easily overlook. They make you feel worthy, not because of what you show on the outside, but because of the real person inside, the bright parts and the shadowy corners alike. They cherish every piece that makes you who you are, even the parts you thought no one would want to keep. Like in the myths, where sea creatures tied to Pisces quietly guide lost ships, Pisces in real life is the same. They're there, silent, gentle, reminding you that even if the world turns its back on you, there is still someone who believes you are worthy of love, simply because you exist. And perhaps that's the reason you feel your heart warm again, even without a single promise being spoken. Reason 10. Because when Pisces loves, they always paint a future with you in it. In truth, one only truly loves when even in their farthest plans, there's always the presence of someone beside them. Pisces doesn't love only for today. They love with a quiet faith entrusted to tomorrow. From the very moment their heart turns toward you, their dreams of the future begin to weave you in. For Pisces, love means letting the one they cherish step into every little corner of their dreams. Imagining the children who will one day call you both by names filled with affection, envisioning the later years when the hair has turned silver, yet still sitting side by side, quietly leaning on each other without needing many words, because they believe the most beautiful dream isn't about glory or fame, but about sharing the simplest days with the one they love. And in that dream, from the very beginning until the very end, you're always there, as a part of their life that can never be separated. A special place no one else could ever replace, a presence that needs no promises, yet is always protected. To be loved by a Pisces is to be invited into a shared dream, gentle, enduring, and complete. Reason 11. Because Pisces loves you the way you need, not the way they want. To love someone is also to learn how to let go of one's own ego. Many people love in the way they're used to, in the way they believe is best. But Pisces is different. With a heart as soft as water and a soul flexible enough to move with you, they don't impose their love on you like a rigid mold. They listen deeper than what you say, they see the fragility you keep hidden, and they love you in the way your soul has been quietly longing for. Pisces carries within them the lessons of the 12th house, the house of acceptance, of hidden things that only hearts shaped by hardship can truly understand. They don't love to prove anything, nor do they love to satisfy their own ego. They love by matching your steps, slowing when you slow, stopping when you're tired, and never forcing your heart to beat faster than its natural rhythm. And in a world full of rushed loves, a quiet, gentle love like Pisces offers is something many may never encounter twice in a lifetime. Reason 12. Because Pisces loves you both with a heart profoundly real and with dreams as beautiful as mythology. Pisces lives between two worlds, one foot grounded on Earth, the other drifting in Neptune's dream realm. They don't just love you on the days you shine brightly, but also on the days you're confused, broken, and when even you have stopped believing in yourself. If Earth loves with steadfastness and fire loves with passionate intensity, then Pisces, child of water and dreams, loves with tenderness, compassion, and unconditional faith. Like Poseidon in mythology, a god who could rage yet also gently soothe the smallest creatures of the sea, Pisces in love holds both qualities, fiercely protecting you from the storms, while quietly sheltering you with all their gentleness. To love a Pisces is to be protected, to be trusted, to see yourself reflected in the most beautiful dreams. It's the feeling of safety, knowing that no matter how harsh the world outside may be, there will always be someone who looks at you with the kindest eyes. And in those eyes, you are always worthy of love. Reason 13. Because Pisces helps you grow. There are people who come into your life to make you change, but Pisces is different. They don't force you to change. They patiently wait for you to grow on your own, following the rhythm of your breath and the stumbles uniquely yours. You won't hear Pisces blaming you when you make mistakes, nor will you see them demanding you change right away. Pisces loves you the way a stream patiently wears down stone, slowly, quietly, but persistently. In this world where people often love because of expectations, conditions, or achievements, Pisces loves you because they believe in the process. They believe that everyone has their own journey to maturity, and all they need to do is stay long enough, quietly enough, to walk with you through those paths. Maybe you've had someone like that in your life, someone who doesn't push you forward, doesn't pull you backward, but simply stays by your side, like a steady breath in the midst of chaos. And if you've ever had such a person, chances are they were a Pisces. Reason 14. The heart of a Pisces is the home you always want to return to, the place where you can lay down all your defenses and simply be your truest self. Their heart is like a little room, its light always on, waiting for you to return. It doesn't need you to be perfect, doesn't need you to always be right. It only needs you to be you. They welcome you with gentle eyes, with care disguised as the smallest gestures. A brief question when you've disappeared all day, a saved portion of food, a message that doesn't pressure but quietly reminds you that you're remembered. To love a Pisces is to have a place to run to whenever the world outside becomes too harsh. A place with no judgment, no demands, no conditions, just the simple promise, I'm here whenever you need. But don't forget, even the safest places need to be cherished. If you neglect it, if you carelessly wound it, that room, once the sole light in your darkest days, may quietly lock its door forever. And then, no one will be waiting for you each time you turn back. No one will hold that peaceful space just for you. And no one will be gentle enough to say, come home, I'm still here. Because even the largest heart has its limits. And even the safest home needs to be protected. Love from a Pisces is like a song without words, gentle, quiet, yet powerful enough to stir even the hearts that once felt frozen. The journey of exploring 14 reasons why Pisces is the ideal lover has taken us through every shade of emotion, from silent compassion to a patience so rare you may never find it again in anyone else. Don't let carelessness or haste cause you to lose this precious gift, because once you've been loved the way a Pisces loves, you'll understand. There's nothing in this world that can replace a heart that chooses to stay when everything else has left. Leave a comment below. What's one thing you've regretted in love? Or are you hoping for someone to love you as gently as a Pisces does? And if you're already lucky enough to love and be loved by a Pisces, please share your story with us, because your story might be the hope someone out there needs. And if you believe in the connections born from the heart and the universe, don't forget to hit subscribe, because this journey is far from over and so many more wonders are waiting for you ahead.